Mark and Lisa pulled up to their new home. A Victorian mansion, stately and imposing. It was a steal, practically a gift. They smiled at each other, excited to start their life together. As they unloaded boxes, a strange feeling washed over them, like they were being watched. The hairs on the back of their necks stood on end, but they shook it off, attributing it to the stress of moving. The first night Lisa felt a chill. The house creaked around them, an orchestra of settling wood and old pipes. Mark slept soundly beside her, oblivious. She closed her eyes, trying to ignore the growing unease in the pit of her stomach. A noise, soft and indistinct, made her sit up. Was it a whisper? She listened intently. Silence. It was probably nothing, she thought, lying back down. But sleep wouldn't come. Not that night, not for a long time. The whispers came more frequently. Always at night, always when they were most vulnerable. Mark dismissed them at first, but soon he couldn't deny it. The house was alive, and it was talking to them. They tried to rationalize it. Drafty walls, old pipes, their imaginations, but deep down they knew something was wrong, terribly wrong. They scoured the internet, researching the history of the house. There were rumors, whispers of a family tragedy, a mother driven mad, a child gone missing. Driven by a morbid curiosity and a growing sense of dread, they decided to investigate. They started with the attic, a place forgotten by time, filled with the remnants of a life lived and lost. The attic was dark and dusty, cobwebs clinging to every surface. The air was heavy, thick with the scent of decay and something else, something unnameable. As they moved deeper into the room, they noticed something strange. A section of the wall seemed different, newer, out of place. With bated breath, Mark pushed against the wall. It moved, revealing a small, hidden room, a secret chamber untouched by time. The room was small and cramped, the air thick with the smell of mildew and dust. Strange symbols were etched into the walls, symbols they didn't recognize but felt inherently wrong. A chill ran down Lisa's spine. It was like the room itself was a living, breathing thing. In the center of the room sat a wooden rocking chair, its paint chipped and faded. It swayed gently, back and forth, as if an unseen presence occupied it. Beside the rocking chair lay a crib, small, wooden, and covered in a thick layer of dust. Lisa approached it cautiously, her heart pounding in her chest. She peered into the crib, her breath catching in her throat. It was empty, but as she stared into the crib, she could have sworn she saw the faintest outline of a baby, a ghostly apparition gone as quickly as it appeared. Section 8, Face to Face. Suddenly the temperature in the room plummeted. Lisa felt a cold breath on her neck. She turned slowly, her heart pounding in her chest. Standing in the doorway was a woman. Her face was pale and gaunt, her eyes two empty black pits. Lisa screamed, a primal sound of terror that echoed through the house. The woman's lips curled into a grotesque smile and she reached out a hand. Her touch, icy cold, sent shivers down Lisa's spine. Section 9. Desperate escape. Mark, hearing Lisa scream, rushed into the room. He saw the woman, the terror in Lisa's eyes. Without hesitation, he grabbed Lisa's hand and pulled her out of the room. They ran, stumbling and falling, until they were out of the attic and back in the safety of their bedroom. They didn't stop running until they were out of the house, the front door slamming shut behind them. They stood on the porch, gasping for breath, their hearts pounding in their chests. As they looked back at the house, they could have sworn they saw a figure in the attic window. A woman with empty black pits for eyes, smiling down at them. Section 10. The Tragic Truth. Later that night, huddled in a motel room, they finally found the information they were looking for. The house had once belonged to a young couple and their baby. The baby had died mysteriously in its crib, and the mother, driven mad with grief, had disappeared without a trace. The whispers, the symbols, the ghostly figure of the woman, it all made sense now. They were living in her nightmare. Section 11. Forever Haunted. Mark and Lisa never returned to the house. They left everything behind, their possessions, their dreams, their sanity. The house stood empty, a testament to a tragedy long past. But some say that on a quiet night, you can still hear the whispers. Whispers of a mother's grief, a baby's cries, and the chilling laughter of a woman driven mad. The whispers in the walls.